has a small professional group that he trains there on the side. And it works well for, I mean, I don't know, it gets mixed results. You know, I think you might have heard of Brian Zingai.
Yeah.
The Zimbabwean guy, who's kind of short.
Yeah.
Very talented guy. He graduated from Florida State and turned professional, and he stayed with Ken his entire career, all, I think, 6 or 7 years. And he ran 20 flat.
Oh, wow.
And it worked really well for him. But most people that I know tend to struggle with it, and I think I know why. Because when his little professional group on the side, they basically train with the collegiates, and it's nice because you have access to all the facilities. So you've got access to cold tub, hot tub, gym, muscle milk, all this stuff you need. It's really, really hard to replace that in another setting that's not a college, you know?
Yeah.
But the part that I actually noticed, and the reason I left is that Ken is an amazing coach, and he's a great college coach, but what I had to realize is that first and foremost, he is a college coach. His prerogative is the college team.
Yeah.
So what that means is in the spring, every Thursday to Sunday, I don't have a coach.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So what that means is all fall I get in good shape, but when it comes around to the spring, I find myself having to time myself every Thursday to Sunday. You know, and when you add that up over the course of the season, you have a coach missing for 2 months.
Yeah.
That's you coaching yourself for 2 months. I mean, it's not very good for, you know, this level of sprinting. When I was competing competing under him, and I was competing against these other guys. They're training professionally, you know, Wallace, Curtis, Gerald Fury, all these other guys running fast. And I was struggling. But now that I've come down here and I've done the training that they do, I never stood a chance.
Now that you notice what they're doing?
Now that I know what they were doing, I shouldn't even have stepped on that track. That's how far and away I was. I didn't have a chance.
So who, like you were saying, who are some of the guys you train with now again?
Actually, believe it or not, our training group's quite small. It's me and Simone Vasey from Jamaica.
Yeah.
She's currently, I think, the number 2 ranked girl in the 100 in the world right now.
Let's see.
Yeah. And throughout the fall, it was just me and her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we trained on our own. Steve Mullins has been coaching us. It's been good. Surprisingly, I'll admit, I was a little skeptical at first. Yeah. Because, you know, he just got out of track and field.
Yeah. Well, that's the same with me. I mean, me and Steve are about the same age. How old is Steve?
I believe he's 31 or 32, maybe.
Yeah, Steve is. Yeah, I'll be 31 in September, so I'm younger than Steve. So.
Yeah, and so I was a little skeptical at first, and I think it's okay for me to be skeptical with a coach who's that new to coaching.
Yeah.
But one thing I can say is he's done a fantastic job. In my opinion, he's one of the best starters of all time. I can line down with this guy now. He doesn't work out anymore. He doesn't run. He can line down in flats and blocks and still beat me out of the blocks.
Oh, damn. Steve still got it, huh?
He's still got it. It's nasty.
Wow.
He'll beat me out. He'll beat me out at 10 meters.
So, I mean,
he's got it down.
How did you end up hooking up with Steve, man?
I came down last year for the Claremont Last Chance meet. And last year was probably the worst year I could even imagine. I came out, it was March. We ran a time trial at Florida State, and it was no wind gauge, but I ran a time trial 2030.
Okay.
So we thought we were ready. So the next day, or that weekend, there was a meet in, I think it was University of South Florida, I think. And that was where I was going to go. And the next day, my coach Ken had me do a really tough workout. It was 300s at pretty much full speed. Okay. And the very last one, I pulled my calf real bad.
Oh.
Yeah, so I spent a month down from that. And then I came back, and I didn't, the rehab I did was just to get my calf. And so I wanted to do some strength work to get back into things. And what happened is there was one last meet at Florida State during my first week coming back. And so Kim was like, just get in this run 21.5, just let it get warmed up and you'll be good to go. So I go out there and I'm trotting the curve and I come off and sure enough my left hamstring pulls up on me.
Damn.
So I spent another month down. Now we're at 2 months down now. 2 months of not running or training.
Man.
So after that second month, I come back and I start trying to train. And the first day back, he's like, all right, I need you to do these 150s, and like it's going to be increasing speed. And literally the first one, my other hamstring tightens up.
God.
So at this point, I'm ready to quit. I'm done, you know. So I literally spent 3 months down in a row, no training, trying to do as much rehab as I can, but it just doesn't make up for it, you know.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a bit of a fallout with Ken. I kind of, you know, I'm upset with him because I'm getting hurt and I'm not running well. So I start training on my own in the mornings. I'd come out at 8 o'clock, do my own training, my own rehab, and then I'd do my own weightlifting program.
Okay.
And I spent 2 weeks doing that, and then the very last meet before USA's was in Claremont. So this last chance I came down, they put me out in 8, had Curtis Mitchell, Charles Clark, all them in the heat. Came off, I got second in that heat, ran 20:50.
Yeah.
And that's my first race in 3 months of not training. I spent 2 weeks training to get ready for that one meet.
Yeah.
And I got a 20:50 legal, went to USA's. And they lined me up, and this one made me mad. You know, the selection, the number of people they take to USA's is, I believe it's
27, 32,
32, I
30,
think. Yeah.
32, yeah, 32.
Yeah, well, last year, they were real fun, and they invited 33. Don't know why, don't know how, don't care. But what that ultimately means is that one person's going to get screwed. One person's getting put in 2, and there's no one else in 2.
Okay.
So there was nobody in 1 in any of the heats.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry. They had nobody in 1 in all the heats except for mine, and I got put in 1.
So were you number 33?
No, I was, I think 12.
So you were ranked number 12 going in as far as times?
Yeah.
So how the hell did you get lane 1?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know, but I went to protest it because I wouldn't be mad if there was 3 or 4 other heats and there's 4 other guys in 1.
No, I mean,
that makes sense.
that doesn't. No, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Especially, it would only make sense if you were the 33rd person.
Yeah.
That's the only way that makes sense.
What made me so mad is I got a protest. I was like, this is not fair. Like, I wouldn't complain and bitch if everyone had the same chance.
Yeah.
And there's 3 other heats and there's 3 other guys in lane 1. Guess what? I got to do better than those 3 guys.
Right.
But I was the only one. The other 3 heats, nobody in 1.
Wow.
So because they took that odd number, it screwed me over. Now, what that did, though, is that I still ran really well. I still ran in the prelims. Because I was in 1, I was like, look, if I don't go all out in this, I'm not going to make it. And I had fast guys in my heat. I think I had Amir Webb. I had Wallace Spearman all in my heat.
Yeah.
And I'm out in 1, and you got Spearman out in like 6, all these guys in good lanes. And so I just blasted. I ran a 20.21. It was too windy. I think it was 2.6.
Okay.
Yeah, but I won.
Yeah.
So I'm like ecstatic right now. I've trained for 3 weeks, and I'm running 20.2.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
what I didn't realize is how much pressure that put on my body. So the next day, I was like barely able to walk.
Yeah, that's a tight turn. That's a tight turn to run that time in, man.
Yeah, it was real tough. Even with the wind, it just wasn't enough to help me. I wasn't strong enough. I had not done the training necessary to do that. And if I, you know, like when you go through a season, you get good at running rounds. You know, the stronger you get, the better you can handle rounds.
Yeah.
But when you're that fragile and you haven't had many races, rounds hurt you.
Of course.
So I go off and do that my first round. The next day for the prelim or the semifinal, they put me on 5. I got a good lane now. I had to, claw tooth and nail to get to it.
Yeah.
And then I get around the curve and I completely blow out my hamstring again. So this is 3 hamstring pulls and a calf pull all in one season.
Man, you're brittle, man. You're like Mr. Glass.
It was from that one initial calf pull is what it was.
Yeah, everything else started overcompensating, man. One thing goes, domino effect. You probably didn't get enough time to, fully recover, man. You got to let that shit
No, that's exactly what it was. I didn't take the amount of time I tried to rush it.
Yeah, man, that's, wow.
Because I've never had issues like that before. I mean, I used to run NCAAs. I'd run several rounds,
Right, yeah. College, man, you run a million races.
Yeah, and your body, it hurts, but you never pull stuff like that. At least not, I didn't.
Yeah.
So it was, shocking me, too. I actually contemplated quitting. I was like, all right, I've reached that age where I'm not able to recover as fast as I used to, and it's catching up to me. But I met Steve down here in Claremont, when I raced the Last Chance, and he showed interest in coaching me. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, I'm starting up a camp down here. You got Dennis Mitchell and Lance Brahman are the other two groups.
Yeah.
That train here, and they got some pretty big names. He's like, I want to start my own camp down here. And so he invited me down, and he's done wonders for me. He hasn't charged me. He's made sure I have access to gyms, massage therapists, all this stuff at hugely discount rates because he knows these people personally, and he's pulled favors to get me to have a really, really low rate.
Wow.
So it's made it possible because I had hardly any money, dude.
Yeah.
I'm still extraordinarily broke, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, damn. Well, I mean, that's good, man. That's real good to hear, like another young coach, because I thought I was the only young guy kind of trying to step out and do it on my own. But, that's good to hear that you got a young coach, man, and you're running so fast. Like, that's a PR, right? You're,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, 2027 is a PR right now.
Yeah, man. So you're running faster than you've ever run in your life. What more could you ask for,
Yep, can't complain.
So you're healthy, man. You got a new situation, and we talked a little bit earlier about your representation, so that's good to hear as well. So, man, everything's looking up for you. So, I mean, this year, you guys, this is definitely somebody that you want to be looking out for. That's Brandon Byram, man, Quicksilver himself, who didn't even know where the name came from, but he knows now. And quick shout out to a few sponsors. One of Brandon's newest sponsors, we want to shout them out. It's Pit Shark, and that's loadthebar.com. No funny spelling. It's LOAD, thebar.com. That's one of Brandon's newest sponsors. You guys make sure you check them out, show your support. And also Triple Crown's own sponsor, On It. You guys know them well. If you know anything about me, I'm always showing On It everything. That's the human optimization website. Anything and everything, physically or mentally, supplementation, workout equipment, On It has it. Go right on through the Triple Crown website. Go to the Triple Crown gear page, and we have some links to the actual protein that my athletes take, which is a hemp-based protein. It's the best plant protein you can possibly get. I mean, there's no debate about it. Do your research. On It is a company that finds the best hemp protein they possibly can, and they sell it to you, as well as all of the supplements that we take. The Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech Sport, everything is right there on that site. I would encourage you to take a look at it and see exactly what it is that some of the Triple Crown athletes are on, as well as our workout equipment. It's all there. That's ONNIT.com. Go through the Triple Crown website on our gear page and take a look at it. But, Brandon, man, I appreciate your time. It was really, this is my first time. I'd spoken with you a little bit over Facebook. I've never met you in person, but yeah, man, I always see your posts. You're a funny dude, man. You have the funniest post ever. So I want to say thanks, man, for taking the time, good hour of your day to sit here and kind of talk with me and kind of help bring some more attention to this sport, because track and field definitely needs it, man.
No, I agree, man. Thanks for including me. Track and field definitely needs it needs a shock of life. It needs to be brought back. It needs something.
Yeah.
So any kind of exposure, because the sport's struggling, man. Yeah. I know. I saw a statistic that professionals are making 60% less than they were making 10 years ago. Yep,
that's true, man.
So it's a shocking amount. Like, if I was running 10 years ago, the times I'm running now, I would be fine.
Oh, I know it. Trust me. I know that. I was running about 10 years ago, so I know the difference.
It's a real struggle now. It's hard to get exposure, hard to get into meet, even if you do run fast. So any kind of exposure we can do to, revitalize this sport, man. It's gotten where it's people cheating. Because, people are being forced to cheat now because there's no way to get money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I'm not sympathizing with dopers, but there's a reason it's like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, man. The money is getting few and far between, and guys are doing some extreme things to try to make sure that they're getting some money, because there's fewer and fewer lanes,
Yeah, if you're not running 19.5 now, you're really not competitive at a world stage.
Yeah, back in the day, man, 10 years ago, 2038 and 2040 basically or faster, you were eating.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of dirty dudes, man. But, again, this is Triple Crown Pirate Podcast. Brandon Byram, U.S. Sprinter. Are you still with Nike, or?
No, I was actually never with them officially.
You just had some gear.
Yeah, I had gear. I got a gear, several kits from them.
Gotcha. All right. Well, hey, you'll be getting signed here soon, man. I know it. You got a good guy in your corner.
Hey, thank you, man.
Yeah.
It was good chatting, all right?
Yeah, boss. Peace.
All right, take it easy.
Yep.